Hello YouTube, this is Nuclear Weasel here, bringing you another deck profile of my Twilight deck. There's been a few changes since I got back, and some of them are really awesome. I love the new changes I've made, and others are debatable by the people, but let's get started. 3 JDs, boss of the deck, no need to run any less than 3 because you mill so much, so great card. Now we're on to my favorite Lightsworn monster in the deck now. It's Lila. Lila beats up back row. She's so awesome. That mill 3, 1700, blow up back row is my favorite thing to do. I'm always looking to see if I have Lila in the grave so I can grab it with Illumina. Great card. And then we have, well, just said her, Illumina. So happy when she got hit to 3 again. Illumina she is the master of the deck. Make the whole world go round. So, you definitely need to run 3. Basically, it's still the same as the last video I made, but if you haven't seen that, then thank you for watching this one. And tell me what you would think. 3 Necrogarnas, because how often you mill. They haven't really hurt, except when you draw them. Then it's kind of annoying. But they're kind of fun. 3 Necrogarnas. This is a debatable portion of the deck, and that's the 3 Raikos. Raikos can get cloggy, and if you mill them all, then they're not really good for you, but Raiko is a pretty good card. And just a heads up, if you don't destroy with the Raiko, then you can't use the mill. It's a mandatory double effect. You have to use one to do the other. I didn't know that. A friend of that pointed it out to me, and he's a class 2 or whatever judge, whatever they call it. So yeah, Raiko, you can run 2, it's up to you, but 3, I like it because Raiko never goes wrong. Now we're on to the two ofs. We're on to 2 Celestias. They usually get milled, and when you hold them in your hand, they're either recharged or you hit that wolf and boom, then you can destroy 2 cards and mill 4. Really good card. I like my Celestias. So, 2 Celestias, 2 Wolves. Wolf is definitely not one card that you want to run 3 of in this deck because he gets really cloggy when they end up in your hand. And if you don't have the Reincarnation or the Soul Recharges or the Luminas, then he just sits there and then you die. I've had it many times where Wolf sits in my hand and I lose because of it, because it's the extra draw I didn't get. So yeah, you can run 3. I preferably would run 2, but running 3 would definitely give you more of a mill option with them. Then you have a 2100 on the field. But hey, that's my opinion. Now we're on to my favorite girl in the deck, Tour Guide. Now, wow, this one's ugly and this one's beautiful. Tour Guide isn't necessary for the deck. You can remove the Tour Guide, the Tour Bus, which is a new addition, and Plague Spreader, and the deck it goes back to the way it used to be. If you don't like running synchros or exceeds, you just remove those and there you go. You get your own little deck that was pre-synchros and exceeds, which sometimes I do it now and then to make it more fun, so I'm not always using the cheap cards. Card Trooper, mill 3, draw a card. Really no drawback with this card. There's a reason he's at 2, is because he's so good in this deck, so you definitely need to run 2. True Tragodia, because Tragodia is awesome, and while mine aren't pretty, Tragodia is definitely a hoss in the deck, especially when you can steal your opponent's monsters and exceed with them, synchro with them with the Plague in the Grave. I mean, he's just awesome. My problem with him is that you can't activate both effects in the same turn. Or wait, you can, but you can't use the effects more than once. Another problem is that he always makes me want to run more exceeds that I really don't need, like rank 5s and rank 7s, just so I can steal stuff, copy Gores, then go into Big Eye, which I don't have Big Eye, but it would be fun. Or maybe, you know, Mecha Phantom Beast, but I don't have that one either, because I don't have the money for those cards. Anyway, we're on to the 1-ofs now. Most debatable card in this deck right now is Cephalon. Cephalon is a 4,000, just hoss. he hits the field and the field trembles because 4,000 is really hard to get over. So what you do is that you have to have 10 or more monsters in your graveyard, and he can't be special summoned by Reborn or anything else. So if he hits the graveyard, your opponent can't use him against you, and that's a great thing. And you can reincarnation him back to your hand. I mean, I have single-handedly won a game with this just by keeping him in my hand and keeping constant note of how many cards I have in the grave, just to drop him when there's no back row and crash over anything and everything. I mean, he's just so good. Because if he gets milled, woohoo, he's material for BLS and Chaos Sorcerer, and if he's not milled, then you draw him and you plan your entire game around him because he's 4,000. There's really no drawback with that. So you don't have to run Cephalon, but so far, as I've seen, people give me grimaces, but then I show them how good he is, and he destroys. BLS, don't need to explain anything. Can't wait for him to come out in the tin so he's more accessible to other people. Well, actually, that's a lie. I don't want other people to have him. BLS is too good to have everybody have him. Oh well. 1 Dark Armed, because you can only run 1, and Dark Armed actually isn't necessary in this deck. You can side him out, and it won't hurt you at all. But he's a really good thing to drop when you have 3 Darks in the grave, or reincarnation back and blow up your opponent's field. He doesn't really hurt you at all, so no reason to not have him. Gores, another defender in the deck. Normally, Gores just eats up the rest of the damage, so if someone attacks me with a big monster, I go Gores. And then I go in Dark Hole or something afterwards, not BLS, Judgment Dragon, just so I don't have to eat all that damage that turn, and then I can do stuff later. But Gores is definitely cool, and if anybody would like to see my Gores tokens, you might be jealous. I mean, everybody has their normal Gores token, and while that looks cool, I personally like my Super Saiyan Gohan and Super Saiyan Goku, so you can be jealous. I've actually been offered money for these cards that are far older than I can possibly imagine again. Actually, I would have to check the dates on them. They're in cases, but I'd have to take them out, and I'm running out of time on this video. So anyway, tokens are fun. Chaos Sorcerer, Mini BLS, needs to come back to 2. He'd be fun at 2. Aaron, get around those defense decks. She flips when she attacks. Not many people know that, and there was a big fight between a friend of mine or 2 friends of mine about it. And yeah, it flips because it doesn't say it doesn't flip. Big ruling, so just letting you all know that. Honest, no reason to not have it. Really good card. Definitely run it. One of the newer additions to the deck, Tourbus. Tourbus gives you so many combos when you can return stuff after you go Tour Guide, Tourbus, detach Tour Guide, detach Tourbus, put Tour Guide back, draw a Tour Guide, play another Tour Guide, go into another something. It's really good. Or you can return BLS, Dark Armed, Judgment Dragon, just set up other combos so you have more plays later. So yeah, definitely a good thing. I'm getting a secret rare from one of my friends later, so I don't like that one as much as the normal one. Plague Spitter, set up the Synchros in the grave, really fun. Sometimes you find yourself going to Foolish Burial him, that way you can go into Mistworm, only because Trishul is banned and they need to bring him back already. But yeah, Plague Spitter sets up the Synchros. Now we're on to the spells. 3 Solar Recharges, and if I explain why Solar Recharges is necessary in the deck, then you don't know how to run Lightsworn or Twilight, so I'm not going to explain it. It's just too good to not have. 2 Monster Incarnations to grab BLS, Gores, Tragodia, whatever you need in the graveyard back to your hand. Set up Grave Control, and yeah, really good. 1 Charge, because 3 charges was too broken, and Konami saw that and fixed it. Charge was really good, still is really good. It gets milled a lot, but it's not too big of a deal. But hey, Charge, really good card. My new sexy Dark Hole that I got from LOB. Dark Holes are necessary for every deck. Foolish Burial to drop Wolf or Plague Spitter or Tourbus to go and get something back. I don't know. Depends on what you want. Monster Reborn, get back anything that you need. And Heavy Storm. because Heavy Storm is always a good card to have. Now we go into the extra deck. Mistworm for 9 synchro, Scrap Dragon to destroy stuff, Dark End Dragon to get around Zen mains and other things. He's really, like a replacement for my Black Rose that I lost. Stardust, because Stardust is necessary for everybody's extra deck. Gaia Knight for beating over Stardust and every other 2500 monster out there. Shockmaster to get around those combos and stop people from blowing up in your face. Starleash to get around Zen means and everything else. He's a big card trooper. Maestroke, because I was tired of running Utopia when Maestroke did many other things. Kept itself from being destroyed instead of, being that really lame XYZ that's out in the field and makes you look like you're gay. Not like being gay is a problem. I don't have any beef against homosexuals at all. Anyway, the point is that Maestroke is better than Utopia. 2 Leviathan Dragons for the overlays. There's plenty of level 3s in there. There's many combos with these. Levier, 2 Leviers to, set up Banished Control, bring back Necrogarnas, set up more combos, whatever you want. Tempo to get rid of, Mecha Phantom Beast and whatnot, so you're not sitting there and they're dropping tokens every turn. So, yeah, Tempo, definitely a good idea to have in your sideboard or extra deck. Giga Brilliant, yeah, this isn't the one I alternated, and I was getting sick of that. So, Giga Brilliant, just so you can make things bigger and beat over other people's bigger stuff, and Zen mains when you're on the defensive. You can run 2 Zen mains. I've seen it work really well, and there's times when I've needed 2 Zen mains, but one's just fine. Now we're on to the side deck, which it's been recently updated. 2 Thunder Kings to just stop the deck searching, which is really necessary. 2 Maxis, because you need your hand traps. I'm actually missing 1 Veiler, but 2 Veilers. I need to find another one. I actually traded one for my card cart and then got another Veiler later that day, so I was kind of sad. 2 MSTs for people who run lots of back row, because, when the times that 3 Lilas isn't enough. 1 Judgment, 1 Solemn Warning, 1 Mirror Force, 1 Torrential, 1 Starlight Road. You can run 2 because Starlight Road's a really good card to not, or you really need it for all those people that like to Dark Hole and whatnot. So Starlight Road, definitely an awesome card. I hate when it's played against me, but hey, Starlight Road is a good card. And 2 Royal Decrees, because everybody who likes to run their back row gets destroyed by this card. Personally, I love saying that my Exodia deck gets destroyed by just these 2 cards. I have both on the field. It's completely shut down. You can't do anything. So Thunder King and Royal Decrees, a really good combo. It stops everything that your opponent can really do except for their draws. And then you have Veilers to stop whatever they do later. So anyway, that's the deck. It has a few changes, like the Thunder Kings. Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors came out because you didn't need the mirrors anymore since Inzectors somewhat died. Although my friend would definitely wager me that he can beat me with his Insectors, and I don't doubt it. He went up against E-Dragons and nearly won. Was screwed in the later games, but that's not the point. The deck has been changed a little bit. I'm actually missing 2 Imperial Iron Walls for E-Dragons, because E-Dragons would definitely be destroyed by that. I don't like playing them, but hey, they have to throw out some new archetypes every now and then, so thanks, Konami. It's actually topping in Worlds now. Thank you. It's all that's topping. Anyway, that's the deck. Hope you enjoy. Please subscribe, watch, make comments, suggest things to me. I'm always up for new tests, because I don't spend a lot of money on Yu-Gi-Oh anymore, so I can, my trade binder isn't even as big as my collectible binder, because I like collecting cards and playing for fun. I don't play for keeps anymore. Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe. Thank you, and goodbye.